Hey everyone, welcome to Power Up Personal Finance. My name's Keith Makse, and this is my channel devoted to all my passions that I have, video games and personal finance. So, since this is my first video, I'd like to share with you a little bit of history of who I am and kind of let you know why I'm doing these things. So, I started in video games back in 1999. I actually worked in video games, but prior to that, I actually had a role-playing game store in 1997 where I actually had some writing contracts and got to work in starting off in the sort of pen and paper game industry early on. So I've been working in the game industry, I would say, for over 20 years, and I've really gotten to enjoy some great highs and some low lows of the video game industry, and there's some stories that I'll be happy to share down the road with that. And as well, I have a lot of other passions. I've been an educator. I've taught for a few years, teaching video games on the side, and also personal finance. Right? Like, this is something that I'm passionate about. I've really enjoyed personal finance and really researching all the different opportunities that are out there. My father was my father was my first mentor when it came down to personal finance. He had a great little habit. He would always say, "Hey Keith, do you have 5 minutes?" And this is when I'm rushing out the door, heading off to high school or university, and be like, "Sure, Dad, yeah, I got 5 minutes." And then we'd talk about things. At the time, it would be RSPs, saving your money, living below your means, all these wonderful tools and tips about personal finance that have really stuck with me over the years and has helped me in quite a few different ways. And also, there's a lot of different elements of personal finance. As I always say, the first part of personal finance is that it's personal. Everybody has a different set of needs and goals financially. Everybody has a different level of what they feel comfortable making in order to live and to get by in life and prepare for emergencies, prepare for retirement. So these are all different things that I want to cover in my channel to talk about things such as financial independence, the f.i.r.e. movement, financially independent, retire early, real estate, where fortunately just Halloween today, and on the Canadian Thanksgiving long weekend, I closed the deal on my 5th property. So I'm really excited about that, and that'll be something I'm gonna take some videos of it as soon as I get access and close on and start getting access to the property, and I'll be sharing that on the video channel here as well. So I really feel passionate. It's something that I come from a history of education. My mother was an educator, my grandmother was an educator, my father-in-law is an educator, all teachers and all wonderful people, and it's all about giving back. I've learned a lot of things over the years, and one of the things that I've learned is giving back to other people. Sharing knowledge, sharing that wealth of experience that I have is a great way to help elevate other people and make their lives better in whatever way that they want it to be. So I'm hoping that through personal finance, I'll be able to do that. Oh. Sorry, I thought my microphone jack was off. A friend of mine actually contacted me on Facebook, and we were chatting about a few things, and he was asking me for work in the video game industry, and I didn't have anything for him, but we were chatting a little bit, and he was like, "Oh man, I need a job, I'm so in debt right now." And I said, "Well, why, like, what kind of debt?" It was significant. Like, we're talking Canadian average level debt, and hearing his story, like, he's got this massive loan that he's already consolidated his debt previously with. Plus, he has a student loan, and his wife has a different loan out there. So he's got these 3 different loans that are just eating away so much money, like his month-to-month paycheck. And he lives paycheck to paycheck. And this is the kind of thing that, dude, I'm here to help. I don't like hearing my friends say this, and I don't like hearing anybody saying this. And so we're looking at stuff and figuring out how to help them out, and that's what I'm going to do. Is hopefully maybe we can kind of use them as a case study one day. And the way I look at it is like, if this was a video game. So again, I like video games. And let's say we're playing a role-playing game. Dungeons and Dragons, I mean, I grew up on that, and I have to admit, I still play it. Play board games, play video games, play everything whenever I can, especially for the social experience. That's why I really like video games and board games and games in general. So I take a look at him, and he went from level 1 to level 0. I mean, level 1, you have the basic person. You're living paycheck to paycheck. You have a job. You have a place to live. You have a bank account. That's pretty much about it. That's your level of financial knowledge that you're going to be bringing forth, and that's how you're going to be living your life. And unfortunately, he got hit by a nasty weapon of debt. He had debt plus 5 figures, which is terrible. And unfortunately, he has lost a level, and now he is level 0. He is starting at 0, which is below nothing. Nothing is 1. He's below nothing. He owes a lot of money. So we have to figure out how we take this guy from level 0 back to level 1 so that he can progress forward. And, you know, I played video games, I played Dungeons and Dragons, which has a very simple leveling system where you go from level 1 to level 20. So I want to get him to that epic level achievement, which is financial independence. He can take care of his kids. He can take care of his wife and family. Live the life of his dreams. He told me he wants to live half the year here in Canada, half the year somewhere else. I think this is an awesome goal and a way that he can really feel proud of the life he's living. And right now, I'm getting the feeling like he's not happy, and I really want to get him there. So I want to get him from level 0 to level 1. I want to get him out of debt, and he's got a level playing field, and then build him up slowly from there. Different ways that we can do that. So that's what I want to do in this channel, is to figure out how we can take things like debt and tackle that so we can get into the next level, which is investing, putting our money away to the side and helping ourselves with emergencies, helping ourselves with creating streams of passive income. We already have an active income if we already have that job, but eventually to get out of that active income and to stop working for our money and have our money working for us. So that's something that I really want to do on this channel, is talk to you about all these different tips and tools and strategies, how you can actually take your money to the next level. And I think that there's not a lot of channels out there right now that are really focusing at the beginning level. And that's where I want to start with. I mean, I'm using this as a learning tool myself. I get to go back and reteach myself all the basics again. And that's something that we really need to do every so often. I mean, have you seen drivers out there? Especially if you're driving to, say, I live in Kitchener, Ontario. If I'm driving to Toronto, there are some really bad drivers out there. And I think that's because we don't retrain our drivers here in Ontario or in Canada. We just go back to the License Bureau, we apply for our license again, pay our money, and then we get a cool new snapshot, and voila, you got your license again. So what I want to do is go through all these different ways of retraining ourselves and looking at our finances. And you know, you can always pick up probably a gold nugget or two. I'm really hoping that for anybody who's more advanced and experienced with their personal finance, they'll be able to do that. But in the meantime, I want to also make sure that all these other people, I've seen so many people, especially like a lot of my gaming friends, where, you know, they spend a lot of money on all these games, but they don't have their own house to live in. They don't own their own property. They don't own investments. They're working hard for their money, and their goal is to retire, but there's no retirement plan. There's no strategy on how to get there. So that's what I want to create here. So to get from level 0, level 1, let's say level 10 is our goal. And I'll go through all those different levels very soon so that we can take a look at that. But in the meantime, as this is my first video, and I really appreciate that you've stuck around already till now, there's two things that I want to do. Number one, I would like to hear from you. If you can actually comment below and let me know other topics that you might be struggling with or you want to know more about, whether it's about TFSAs, RSPs, RESPs, tax strategies, whatever it is that you want to hear about. And again, we're looking at now the beginning level, but I will also take information at more advanced strategies as well. I want to make sure that people have solid systems in place so that they can take their personal finance to the next level. So if you can comment below and let me know what you're thinking about or what you'd like to know more about, I'd love that. That would be awesome. Number two is, speaking of thumbs up, I would love if you could give this video a like. Smash the like button, as they say. That'll actually help with the YouTube algorithms in order to be found and the content being distributed and being found. It will help me out a lot because that'll come into the next part, which is for every subscriber. So again, hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell icon so you know when the next video comes out. If you do that, what I'm going to do in this channel is I'm going to gamify my subscriber list. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to deposit $1 from every subscriber into an investment account, and it's something that I'll be able to share with everyone so you can see exactly different types of investments, how they perform. We might be able to start off small and do exchange traded funds. If you're not sure what those are, stay tuned. I'll be going over that in a future video. We can do stocks and other things. If it grows to a substantial level, I'll be happy to take that and put that towards real estate. There's a potential of stock option trading that I can teach, or not teach, but definitely gloss over. I'm just learning that right about now. So it's something that I'm very excited about to be able to learn so I can share, and maybe you can tell me what I'm doing right or wrong. That would be really cool to know as well. So anyway, if you subscribe, I will deposit that $1 into an investment account so that we can share that. I can share that with you, and you can see exactly how different investments will perform over time. And then that'll be a good teaching tool or an educational tool for you to learn that there are multiple ways to make money out there. There's so many different ways to save your money and to make it work for you rather than you working for your money. Thanks again for watching. I hope by sticking around and watching a few of these videos, you'll be able to pick up a few tools on how you can power up your own personal finance. Thanks again, and until next time.